These 5 handguns work best as secondary weapons, top backup guns. I just had a chance conversation with one of my college friends who became a police officer in one of the counties of Michigan. Throughout our short talk, I asked him about the most common backup guns law enforcement guys like him use. He said, "Oh, I don't typically carry one, but I can name a few that other cops like to use whenever they like it." Now, I know that it's already a deal to carry even a single gun, so 2 guns are a bit too impractical for some. However, this doesn't mean that it's impossible and discouraged, as some people really prefer to have a fail-safe plan. Hey, this is your boy Ted from Line 45, and today, I am going to reveal to you the most common backup guns used by law enforcement personnel that can also be carried by citizens like you and me. But first, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe button. All those buttons you can see below. I know it feels like a hassle, but those simple clicks mean a lot for my channel. Now let's get back to the good stuff. Glock 26. The Glock 26 is said to be one of the most used backup guns by U.S. law enforcement agencies. Part of the reason is probably due to its size, which is complemented by its reliable performance. But according to what my friend said, and this is the one reason I believe in it, the Glock 26 became a popular backup gun because of its compatibility with larger Glock pistols. You see, a substantial number of police officers are still using Glock 19 and Glock 17 as their standard firearms. The Glock 26 is compatible with their magazines, and it's very much possible for this gun to carry up to 33 rounds of 9mm in a single go. This means that if an officer is carrying a Glock 19 or Glock 17 as their primary weapon, they can use the same magazines in the Glock 26, reducing the need to carry additional types of ammunition. Now keep in mind that on its own, the Glock 26 only has 10+1 rounds, so its ability to accept mags from larger Glock pistols established its rapport as a proficient secondary weapon. Carry-wise, the Glock 26 isn't a bad choice. This is still a subcompact with a length only measuring 6.42 inches and a height of about 4 inches or so. It's also fairly slim and only weighs a little over 20 ounces, I think, so there's nothing about this pistol that should prevent you from concealing it. By the way, its barrel is only 3.43 inches long, but it has a decent sight picture with its white dot front sight and a U-notch rear sight. It is not the best that there is, but more than enough for a backup gun. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. The name military and police really tells a lot that all M&P pistols are meant for uniformed personnel and tactical operatives. Hence, I was not surprised when my buddy told me that one particular M&P pistol is a commonly preferred backup weapon. Of course, I am talking about the M&P Shield. The original Shield is a single-stack semi-auto pistol that is chambered in 9mm. Right from the get-go, it's designed for discreet carry, which is obvious by its micro-compact construction. It's only 6 inches long, 4.6 inches tall, and less than an inch wide. I am not a fan of ankle carry, but if you wish to try it, this is the gun you should use. Plus, the thing is just light. It's only 20 ounces or so when unloaded. So even if you carry it all day, it remains comfortable. The only disadvantage of the Shield pistol over other subcompact guns like the P365 is its low capacity. Its standard flush-fit mag only carries 7+1 rounds of 9mm, while its extended mag only increases the shot by 1. Still, this is just a backup gun, so we can overlook that. The only thing you need to know right now is that the Shield is very easy to shoot, thanks to its good ergonomics and viable grip length that allows for full grip. Its trigger is way better than what Glock offers, and the short trigger reach ensures that you can hold and operate this pistol easily. It also makes sense to use the Shield as a backup concealed carry firearm due to its low-profile white dot sights that don't snag at all. They still offer a good sight picture, which is essential for fast target acquisition even under fire. So yeah, overall the Shield of Smith & Wesson remains a practical yet efficient choice as your secondary weapon. Ruger LCR. Revolvers are always a good choice for a secondary firearm. Even law enforcement folks can double down on this, and the reason why it's the case is quite simple. These revolvers don't fail. Unless you are using a revolver made from tin can metal, it will remain reliable through and through. The Ruger LCR, for example, is one of the most preferred backups by both police and federal personnel here in the United States, especially when they are off duty. I know a number of folks that even make this wheel gun as their primary everyday carry handgun. Of course, the LCR as a secondary weapon is not a difficult case to begin with. It's lightweight, compact, and, as I mentioned, reliable. It's only 6.5 inches long and only weighs roughly 13 ounces when unloaded. So carrying and concealing this weapon on a vest, inside your pocket or in your ankle, isn't that difficult. Its capacity is also reasonable for its size. The cylinder of this revolver holds 5 shots of .38 special ammo, which is already enough for its backup weapon. You can also get the LCR in .357 Magnum, 9mm, or .22 long rifle. So you actually have a lot of choices to begin with, and it's really up to you what caliber satisfies your self-defense needs. The Ruger LCR also uses a double-action only trigger, and it's the very reason why this gun isn't prone to accidental discharges. Its pull weight is about 8 to 10 pounds, but it feels very smooth and consistent. But don't expect long-range accuracy from this revolver. Its barrel is less than 2 inches long, so its only practical use is when your target is within proximity. Taurus Defender 856 Toro. My buddy kept talking about how the Defender 856 is ignored by people and why it shouldn't be the case. He said that while it might not appeal as a primary defense firearm, it's still an excellent secondary weapon. The Defender 856 is also in its Toro configuration, or Taurus Optics Ready option, which means that you can toss a number of red dots on it. Does a gun with a red dot appeal to you as a backup firearm? You alone can answer that. But for me, it does. Why? Small guns tend to have limited accuracy, and it has a lot to do with the distance of your target. With a red dot, your aims become more precise, which in turn could help you potentially upturn a tight situation. Plus, always remember that the slide of revolvers doesn't move, that's obvious, so the optic you attach to it isn't under stress. This means that you can track the dot fast and get back on your target with relative ease every aftershot. On the flip side, a red dot does add to the bulk of this revolver. Still, this doesn't mean you can't carry it concealed anymore. By the way, the Defender version of the 856 is an improved version of the Taurus 85. Instead of only having 5 rounds, it now has 6. It also has an enhanced 3-inch barrel and is now more capable of shooting .357 Magnum rounds. Since it's bigger and heavier than your standard snubby, it doesn't produce the kind of snappy recoil that you expect from it. It also benefits from its comfortable rubber grip that provides a secure hold and helps soak the gun's recoil. This revolver's reliability is well regarded, with its simple double-action, single-action operation reducing the likelihood of malfunctions compared to semi-automatic pistols. In high-stress situations, reliability is the only thing you can count on from your firearm, regardless if it's your main or alternative gun. So yes, it's quite clear that it's meant for a reliable secondary weapon. Colt King Cobra Carry. The King Cobra we have right now is just a slithering reiteration of the original thing. But this doesn't mean that its quality has deteriorated. It's no longer the OG snake gun. But still, it gives revolver lovers what they missed for so long. The King Cobra Carry, for instance, is already picking up steam in terms of popularity. People are now using it as their everyday carry gun, or as a secondary weapon they store in their cars or trucks. What the King Cobra Carry offers is a robust and powerful build in a compact package. This one we have here is chambered in .357 Magnum, so even as a backup gun, it still packs a punch. But if you think you can't handle the recoil, you can still use 38 special rounds on its 6-shot cylinder. Admittedly, the King Cobra Carry is a bit larger than other guns here. Its total length is around 7 inches, and it has a 2-inch barrel. Still, concealing this revolver is still possible. I mean, if you can conceal carry a Glock 19, then by all means you can do the same thing with this revolver. The fact that it has a bobbed hammer also helps in assuring people that it won't snag on your clothes at all when drawing the gun. And unlike most people's impression, the King Cobra Carry has a manageable weight to begin with. Sure, it's made from stainless steel, but it only tips the scale at 26 ounces. Certainly not the lightest, but not heavy enough to restrict your movement. The added ounces also help soak the revolver's recoil. Its black Hogue over-molded grips are also a nice touch that lets you deal with its kick. You can choose either a double-action only or a single-action only model for the King Cobra Carry. Both are viable for backup, but if you want to be extra safe, I suggest you pick its double-action-only model to prevent accidental discharges. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. Just press all the buttons. Those little clicks are free, but they help the channel a lot. Stay sharp, stay safe, and remember, it's not just about the shot, it's about mastering the craft. Until next time, lock and load.